The board is set. The pieces, white and black, face each other. The pawns, which is to say, you, believe this is a game between two different players. But I, as the observer, see what you do not. There is only one player at this board, and he is playing against himself. The object of this game is not for white or black to win. The object is to remove all the pawns from the board. Let us analyze his strategy. An interesting maneuver appears on the board. The player considers replacing one of his key pieces, trump, with another, vence. The pawns are confused. They ask why replace one piece with the exact same kind. The answer lies in the move history. The trump piece has been in play before. It has a documented history of promises, statements, and moves. Any new action it takes will be compared to its past. The pawns will see the contradictions. They will resist. The vence piece is a blank slate. It has no history. It has promised nothing. It has said nothing. Any order given by this piece will be perceived as its own first move, without the baggage of the past. This is a tactically flawless move for the final, most unpopular phase of the game. Remove a predictable piece from the board in order to introduce a new one from which the pawns do not expect an attack.
The player has 3 primary lines of attack, 3 gambits, all leading to the same objective. The first is the War Gambit, the most straightforward. The pawns kill each other. The player needs only to supply them with weapons and ideology. This is effective for reducing the number of pawns, but this gambit has a flaw. It is slow. The game in Ukraine has been going on for several years, but only a few million pawns have been removed from the board. This is not enough. The player is in Zeitnote, short on time. He is operating on a strict time protocol, the year 2030. He cannot afford a prolonged game. He could escalate the attack, draw Europe into the game, provoke a larger conflict. But this takes time and creates unpredictable variables. The player dislikes unpredictability. Therefore, the War Gambit is a good way to weaken the opponent's position, but it is not the way to deliver checkmate. The second is the Pandemic Gambit, a very elegant move, one that has already been played successfully. But it cannot be repeated with the same effect. The pawns have developed a partial immunity to the fear. To force them to accept the final move, vaccination, an absolute lever of pressure is required. The player does not yet have it. The third is the Digital Gambit. This is the strongest and most promising move, a total reset of the financial system, the migration of all pawns to digital credits. This creates the ideal conditions for checkmate. You don't want to accept the vaccine? We simply switch off your account. But this gambit also has a weakness. It cannot be implemented in a stable situation. The pawns will riot. To implement digital control, total chaos is required. A crisis after which the digital concentration camp will seem like salvation. How does one create such a crisis? By using the first gambit, war.
Now you see the full combination. These are not 3 different plans. This is one multi-moved plan. Move 1. With the War Gambit, the economy and the resilience of the pawns are maximally weakened. The strongest and defiant pawns, in this case the Slavic populations, are removed from the board in local conflicts. The rest are driven into poverty and fear. Move 2. At the peak of the crisis and chaos created by the war, the player crashes the global financial system. He blames it on a cyber attack. Move 3. As a salvation, the player offers his Digital Gambit, a new fair system where everyone will have a universal basic income, $1,000, a guaranteed duration. The weakened and frightened pawns will gladly agree. Move 4. As soon as all the pawns are in the digital network, the player launches the Pandemic Gambit. A new virus appears, and now he has the absolute lever. Either you accept the treatment or your account is nullified. This is a fork, a perfect tactical trap. Whatever move the pawns make, the player's next move is checkmate. The vaccination checkmate. The Grandmaster's strategy is nearly flawless. It is elegant in its cruelty. He has accounted for all the variables. He has calculated the psychology of the pawns. He knows they are divided, that they believe in different kings, in Trump, in Putin, in Zelensky, not realizing that all these pieces belong to him. He knows their memory is short and their minds are programmed by the schools and the television, his own instruments. He is certain of his victory. But there is one rule in chess that even great players sometimes forget. The pawn, the weakest piece on the board. If it manages to survive the bloody middle game, to survive the fire and the betrayal and reach the opposite edge of the board, it ceases to be a pawn. It gains the power of a queen. The game is not yet over. The Grandmaster has made his move. Now, it is the pawn's turn.